I'm sending much love to my spiritual family, man. Hope all is well with you beautiful souls. I go by the name Scuba Speaks, aka Mr. Truly Unruly. And I'm here to help you guys raise your level of consciousness, escape this matrix, and unlock the will of our soul. You dig? And all my spiritual speakers, big up yourself, man. Yes, sir. Now let's get in tune. As you can tell by the title of this video, today's session is going to be the question, can your mind make you sick? Before I answer that question, let me just lay out a little format, a little diagram, if you will, and just try to ponder this for a second, if you don't mind. See what I did there? Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with stress or don't really know how stress works, I'm going to kind of get a groundwork of the basics behind stress, okay? First of all, there's three different kinds of stress. You have the physical, you have the mental or emotional, and then you have the spiritual, which is like the chemical stuff, the stuff that makes you sick, right? So sometimes what happens is, actually most of the time what happens is when you're in a state of stress, it's usually based around something you lack control of, or there's a danger or imminent threat nearby that keeps you, you know what I mean, stressed out. You're tense, you're in that fight or flight mode. I'm sure you guys have heard of this term before. And when you're in that fight or flight mode, what happens is your brain naturally drains all the resources from all over your body, including from your immune system, to then give all this energy towards this stress state, the stress response, which kind of gives off a sort of arousal and like a stimulation of adrenaline rush throughout your brain and throughout your body and all stuff to do what it's got to do. You're like tense, you're fight or flight mode, you're in danger, you're scared, you know what I mean? You're running, you're fighting, you're hiding, you're doing whatever you're doing. All this stuff is temporarily okay every now and then. Like every biological organism can handle stress from here and there in little increments, you know what I mean? But imagine if you're having a prolonged version of the thing I just described to you guys what stress is. So if you're constantly thinking about the worst possible case scenario, you're constantly thinking about that job that you hate, if you're constantly thinking about, you know, this bad relationship you're in but you can't get out of, the reason why is because naturally on the inside, you're becoming addicted to the chemicals that's emitted from the stress response, being that adrenaline rush and this arousal going on. So you're unwillingly or unknowingly, I should say, being addicted to this stress state. So some people you can see, they're just miserable their whole life. They can't ever be happy. They can't ever just smile. They can't ever just, you know, they're just constantly complaining. Yeah, it's because that stress response emits certain chemicals within your immune system and it weakens it. Because the more stressed you are, the less energy your immune system has to restore and repair your insides. It's giving all of its energy to help you be stressed out, basically. That's literally what's going on in your brain and within your body. So while you're being stressed, your cortisol levels are going high, your immunoglobulin A is going low, which is basically your IgA. That's the primary response for your immune system to help fight off bacteria and diseases like that. And research has shown, and plenty, you know what I mean, scientists have proven that a lot of the illnesses and diseases going on today even are manifested by the way you're thinking. So you literally can think yourself into sickness. If you're just constantly thinking negative thoughts or thinking, you know, the worst possible case scenario, you would then manifest that just based off of the stress response that naturally gets activated once you're thinking of negative things. If I'm thinking about tomorrow and the worst possible outcome for what's going on tomorrow, and I'm not even there yet, my brain and the rest of my body is naturally put in this fight or flight mode without me being aware of it. So it's very important to understand how your brain works and how the mind works, especially because we all have brains and they have, you know, the cortex and the neocortex and all that stuff. But the way the mind works is it varies for every individual. So if you find yourself being stressed out in certain situations, remove yourself in that situation. Do what's best for you. That's important. You putting all this energy into outside forces, things that outside of your body, being stressed out about it constantly, and then you wonder why you can't ever feel good on the inside. Because you're not taking care of your insides, because the thing that's supposed to take care of your insides is giving all of its energy to put you in this fight or flight mode to, you know, activate the stress response, but then it will give you the chemical imbalances in your body, which meaning your brain and your mind and your body are not in sync. The homeostasis state, which is basically, you know, being in tune, being right, balanced. You're stable. You can't be stable if your mind's thinking of the worst possible case scenarios all the time. Because if my mind's thinking about being stressed out, my body has to respond to that. And by responding to that, I'm putting all my energy towards that, and it's weakening other parts of my body that needs to be doing what it's supposed to be doing. See what I'm saying? So it's more than just being home and being all peaceful. Like I'm trying to tell y'all how to meditate. This is important because science has proven the way you think will manifest the illnesses within your body. So the flip that is, if you can literally think yourself into sicknesses, because when you think about stress all the time, that it literally unlocks and penetrates the genetic codes that makes illnesses and diseases inside your body. That's what stress does. If you're constantly thinking about stress, long-term effect means you can make yourself sick. You can literally make yourself sick by just thinking about stress all the time and things that are stressing you out. I get it. Temporary stress every now and then is cool. Give yourself about 30 minutes just to relax and take yourself out of that stressful situation and just calm down and get back centered. You know what I mean? Get back in tune with self. Know thyself. It's very important. That's why I got this new piece. Look at that. This is the tree of life symbolism. Little sacred geometry for your third eye. Those who know, y'all know what this is. You know what I'm saying? But it's important to know the way your brain works, because if you don't, then you will let the powers that be who govern your mind, the government, to control the mental. If they're the ones controlling your mind, it's no wonder you're living in fear constantly, because you keep watching what the news is telling you about this pandemic and people dying all over the world, and you scared, and if I get it, my mama might get it, and my brother, my son, and I'm trying to, it's a second wave coming, and it's getting worse. We ain't got vaccines yet. I got to send my kids to school, yada, yada, yada. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a healthy state to be in, bro. Like, what are we doing? You have to calm that down and just relax and just worry about what's going on within you, what you can do. You putting all this energy towards something that's out of your control is only increasing the stress in your life and decreasing the power of your immune system. So what happened was, these researchers took 117 people and they just did like, a little research study, and they asked them, they were there for 4 days. And for the first 3.5 days, they just simply asked them, can we trade the emotions of, anger, hate, jealousy, envy, just all these negative emotions, because that's the stuff that's emitted from your stress response. When you're stressed out, it emits usually those kind of chemical imbalances of stress, anger and all these other negative emotions. They asked them, could you trade those for positives, just for 10 minutes a day? Meaning happiness, gratitude, thankfulness, appreciation, joy, excitement, all these positive emotions. And what happened was, within those 3.5 days of just doing that for 10 minutes each day, they literally decreased their cortisol levels by 14.25% and increased the IgA, the immunoglobulin A, by over 50%. Now, some of y'all might say that's a miracle. I say that's called manifestation. That's how the mind works. If you tap into that, you can literally heal yourself from any kind of illnesses or disease. Dr. Sebi has been teaching us about this stuff. You know what I mean? Eat a more electric diet, high electric foods, alkaline foods, plant-based, drinking you some alkaline water or just spring water in general, That's naturally alkaline. All these things that you're doing each and every day will then manifest health and wealth inside of your body. There's a world going on outside, I get that, but there's a more important world going on within. And if you're not in tune with that, you will lose control of it. This is the only thing you can't control is your emotions. Emotions are going to come here and there, but it's up to you to just let them pass if it's not manifesting the will of your soul and putting you at a state of just peace and harmony and just in tune with nature, in tune with the universe, in tune with the Most High. Anything that's going opposite of that is putting you in that stress state. That fight or flight mode will emit these chemicals that's almost like a dopamine that will literally make you like a dope thing for your own stress. Some people can literally be addicted to their own stress unknowingly. You can be addicted to bad things in your life because the adrenaline that naturally occurs in your body from being stressed out, you get addicted to that drug. Literally, it's like a drug, bro. So negative thoughts can be addictive. You can't be addicted to your own negative thoughts. So why not be addicted to positive thoughts? Why not we just start thinking more positively? Think of a kid, for example. Y'all know I like using kids for example. School, love the kids. When a kid gets injured and they go to crying, they whining and stuff, right? Here come mom. Mom coming in. She pick up the child, the baby, whatever. She kisses it. Tell her it's going to be okay. And out of nowhere, the baby just believes and thinks, okay, well, I guess I'm going to be okay. I got kissed on it. Now, me and you both can understand that, bro, a bruised bone ain't going to be healed by no kiss. But if you think that, proof's in the pudding. The kids know the most about this spiritual stuff I'm teaching y'all because they have been indoctrinated by the world. You know what I mean? They have been programmed by the television, the stuff we keep constantly watching for information about not only ourselves, but what we should do during this pandemic. The people who keep lying to us, yeah, we keep going to them for the truth. Ain't that funny? We keep going to the government, telling people to go vote for the next governor to be the president, you know what I mean, to then rule over your mind. And y'all still don't get it. Y'all still don't get why, as a people, we are just stagnant. We're just stuck. Because we're not thinking for ourselves no more. And if we are, we're usually thinking some negative ass thoughts that have been induced or, you know what I mean, what's the word I want to use? They've been like helped, influenced by those who are in power, and then they just throw off everything in your chemical balance because you can't help but think negatively all the time. You know what I'm saying? But it's unfortunate because it's not like hard science behind this stuff. It's very simple. And if you just put all of your energy towards something positive, then naturally on the inside, you're going to feel positive. But if you keep thinking the negative stuff in the most worst possible case scenarios, then that's going to manifest itself with it throughout your body. You'll be sick. You'll be ill. Your chemical balance is off now because you've manifested that now by just thinking it. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. Remember that, guys. So to answer the question, can your mind make you sick? What do you think? See what I did there? See what I did, man. Like the video, man. You ain't gonna get nobody my age talking how I'm talking, bro. I'm telling you. I'm in tune. Like the video, man. Share the video. Show some love. Show me down below what you think. For real. Comment down below. I want to get more in tune with my spiritual speakers, man. I want to see what y'all frequency at like. I want to see what y'all operating at. You know what I'm saying? Maybe y'all can teach me some things. You know, I'm open for open for any kind of information that can help me raise my level of consciousness. I'm not too egotistical. Like I've been let that go. Y'all know my video, Let the Ego Go, Let Go My Ego. I'm on that. Like, you feel me? I'm just trying to better myself each and every day. And hopefully you're trying to do the same. So as always, let's elevate to be great, be a beacon, not a burden, live in love, not fear. And all my spiritual speakers, big up yourself, man. School Speaks, Mr. Truly Unruly.